Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Twem, and today we are going to talk with Audie B, a talented dancer and rapper. So I'm waiting for her to join the chat so that we can get this conversation started. Hi to everyone. So she's ready in any minute. She will join our live. So we will start our interesting conversation together. Yeah, there she is. Let me send it.
Hi,
Hey, how are you doing?
good. How are you?
Thank you very much. It's very nice having you with us today.
As well. I can't see myself. I can just see the black screen. I can't actually see, but I hope you can see me properly. It's all good.
Yeah, it's very
Awesome.
good. So where are you now?
In Paris at the moment. Yeah, so I've been a bit around France. Obviously can't go far during confinement and lockdown. So yeah, just been hopping around France, and I'm back in Paris now.
Nice. And how's the weather these days in Paris?
Actually, it's been really sunny. It's been really good in the rest of France. Came back to Paris and there was heat waves and came back and it's now like 20 degrees, a bit sunny, bit of rain. So yeah, it's like a winter Australia, basically.
Yeah, that's good. And would you please introduce yourself and tell us about you and your task that you are doing?
Yes, of course. So hi everyone. My name is Audie B. I am a rap artist and I songwrite and I used to dance professionally and I'm from Australia and also have French citizenship. So that's why I'm in France at the moment.
So you were born in Australia, right?
I was born actually in France and left when I was very young to go back to Australia with my mum. Yeah, so.
Oh, I see. And you're speaking different languages, as I understood, because I observed in one of your songs, for example, you had even in Spanish.
Spanish, yeah. So I speak, French, English, Spanish, which I learned at university, and I did a month in Madrid as well. And yeah, learned Arabic as well at university. So trying to get onto more languages, but yeah.
And you know how to write in Arabic too?
Actually, I know how to write better in Arabic than speak it because reading and writing is I've got it, but speaking it, you need to practice all the time. It's hard because everyone's got their own like dialects, so it's really hard to speak like the modern standard Arabic with people. So yeah,
Yeah, I see. And it's a pretty hard language to learn, especially about the writing. But
yeah,
since you know Arabic and you know how to write it, maybe you can also try Persian because it's very similar.
it is. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, maybe
And
one day I'll get onto it.
yeah, there are lots of interesting poems in Persian.
Yeah.
And as the work that you are doing, maybe it would be very interesting for you. It could
Yeah,
inspire your work.
especially around these times, I think like, poems and like introspection and, thinking about things is really important to include in content and including songs and things like, especially with what we're going through in the world right now. So, yeah.
And you mentioned about you used to be a professional dancer. You don't do it these days?
I do, but I focus on my art on Audie B more, so I don't have time to be a full-time dancer. And when I was dancing, I was on cruise ships, so yeah, it would make it a bit difficult to do all of that. But yeah, I used to dance full-time, and now I've slowed down a little bit. Yeah.
I see. And I observe on in your songs that you combine dancing with rap songs, and it was very interesting the way that you define your own way in this music.
Yeah,
So,
I do. I always try to include dance in the songs. I mean, art is art. Whether it's painting, dancing, singing, it's like expressing your feelings and your emotions. So yeah, I love, always adding in that sort of wink to dancing. Yeah.
I see. And before going through being a rap artist, you said you were a professional dancer. And how come you decided to be a professional dancer before all this?
Um, I've I've been dancing since I was like three. Started off doing ballet. Then when I was in Australia, did a lot of dancing. And before I got into rap and actually me being the artist and me interpreting my own work and everything, I was dance teaching, choreographing. So yeah, it's really why dance has always been a part of me and a passion as well. So yeah.
And ballet, as I understood, is pretty serious in France. And
Ballet in France is taken very seriously. Well, I mean, you've got like the Les Petits Rats de l'Opéra, which is the opera, young kids and things like that. Dance is and actually all forms of art in France are very very much valued. Culturally in France, there's a lot of theaters, there's a lot of comedy shows, stand-up shows, obviously museums. So art in France, yeah, is very big in general.
yeah, also I used to live in Russia, and it was also a big deal there.
Yeah,
But recently I read about it and I understood it was originated from Italy. It was interesting for me.
ballet. What do you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I thought it's coming from France or Russia, but actually it was originated from Italy. But I don't know if Italian are taking it seriously these days or not, as much as you guys.
yeah. I'm not sure. Maybe they kept up the waltz in Venice. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they
you
yeah.
mentioned about the cruise ship. Would you tell us about it? How was the experience working there?
Yeah, look, absolutely amazing. So cruise ship life is, I mean, you are literally a village on water. So, it's like there's every job on the ship. We've all got, crew member areas where it's just us, and having traveled the world and being able to, create, I guess, this family on board really just opened up my eyes to the world, and made me keep on wanting to do it. But you can't just live on a ship eternally, which I mean you could, but yeah, it was 3 years of my life that was so important to engage with with yeah, everyone, the crew members, passengers, get people's different experiences and things that you happen to you when you're on land, when you get off, I don't know, in Indonesia or something like that, and just talk to random people passing by, and that's and you just always remember that moment, so a lot of special moments and times.
But there were different cruise ships, right?
I always stuck on the same one because I loved the crew and I loved the team, and they wanted us as the dance team to stay the same on the cruise ship. So yeah, we basically stayed on board on the same ship for the 3 years. Yeah.
But the route was the same or it was changing?
Yeah, we changed all the time. So, it was a bit of Mediterranean, all the way to Turkey. Then we did the cross Atlantic, where we got to Uruguay, went all down South America, then did 5 months of Antarctica, then, came back up, then did Asia, from the top of Asia to Australia and back around. So yeah, it changes, the routes change, and that's why I got to be so
Oh, so
privileged.
that was amazing. It was not like you're just in a village isolated there. You could see different people from around the world there in the ship.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. For sure.
But
Yeah.
would you tell us about the difficulties that you had during those 3 years? Because of course it should be hard too sometimes.
Yeah. Where it was really difficult, I guess, is how I relate to the lockdown experience that we had, like, here, is that you're basically isolated, when you're on the ship and you're on the sea. In Antarctica, there's no, Wi-Fi, so you're literally just, you have no concept of what's going on, I guess, in the real world. And that's really hard when you're so detached, from the real world, put it this way. You've got your own little village, and then it's hard to not be able to, contact your family all the time. And also when you're telling friends, family about your experiences, they don't really know, or because they haven't done it. So, you know, you're explaining things that are happening because it's 7 days a week, nonstop, 24/7, you know, and you're trying to explain stuff and sometimes people can't relate. And then the hardest part is, you know, obviously sleep. So, hi from Australia, seeing people from everywhere, Germany, Australia. So hi everyone. Yeah, the hardest part was sleep. So that's where I got to learn how to do my micro siestas with you know, just because we had to work literally every day for 9 months or 13 months. So yeah.
Do you have any funny experience from that time? Something that just comes to your mind whenever I say something fun from that age?
It Yeah, it's funny because I used to be like terrible with doing my hair in a bun. Like I would literally just not even care. I'd just put it up, hack it in a bun, put a couple of clips in, and we'd have to do photos with the captain when passengers would walk past. There was a captain's cocktail. So, you know, they'd be like, oh, that's the dancers and the captain. Can we get a photo, you know, with the passengers? And that was before our show. So not that we weren't really like, oh, we need to get really dressed up, but sometimes it'd be like rush hour. And I remember getting there, being in front of the passengers, and literally my hair was like spiky and just kind of all over the shop. And the captain, like in front of everyone, was like, Audie B, did you arrive here like on a zodiac or something? Because like, you know, and it was just quite embarrassing, but it was just funny because I was like, well, you know, that's just how it goes. So like, yeah, it's just things like that that you just remember on board that were so strict, you know, strict rules, and people made, you know, we joke about it now, you know, that are things that I do miss. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and why did you decide to leave professional dance teaching or professional dancing and go through being a rap artist or a songwriter?
Yeah, I wanted to, like, I loved seeing my students on stage, and I loved, you know, choreographing and seeing, you know, the work that was being done. But then I was like, I want to, number one, I want to take the opportunity to me to be on stage. You know, I can always dance, teach, and choreograph later on in life. And also, secondly, I wanted to get a more global, I guess, approach. So I'd done, you know, a bit of acting as well, TV presenting, things like that. And I just wanted to me be able to interpret everything, to act, you know, sing, dance, do everything on stage to my song, to something that I had created, you know, from scratch. So that was really what pushed me to, yeah, to get into rap, to get into songwriting, and yeah, so I could integrate all those arts.
That was a good idea, because these days when you want to distinguish yourself from others, you should combine your skills together and
That's
bring
true.
up the way you are. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's true.
So what is the most challenging thing about being a female rap artist?
Yeah, there are a couple of challenging aspects, in the sense that when you there, you know, is some kind of an expectation about, you know, the way you dress, or the way that, you know, you're going to act, like, you know, it's this sort of but I guess the whole rap game is, you know, being like, you know, a bit not gangster, because I have a song that's called "Are You Gangster," so I I back it up too. But you know, in that sense, and and also, you know, knowing that people will judge you, number one, because you're a female. So I think they get judged more on their appearance, their looks, you know, their size, things like that, but also how they interpret their songs. And so in rap, especially, it's kind of difficult to, I guess, not live up to all that, but you just actually need to sort of stay true to yourself, keep making that music, and just not really worrying about, you know, what this person's going to say, or unless it's constructive criticism. If it's just going to be, you know, garbage chat, then, you know, you just let it go in one ear and, you know, out through the other. So, yeah.
Yeah, because usually when people hear about rap artists, they think, okay, there should be a black guy who is singing, you know?
Yeah.
So these days it's not the case. Thanks to Eminem, for example, after a
Exactly. I was
while,
gonna
yeah,
say
yeah.
that.
So they are not just for a specific race that this is a genre of music only for that race, and now not just for gender, as you mentioned, as a
Yeah.
female now it's possible. Why not?
I mean, also with like worldwide, like I don't know, we can see it like so many like instrumentals and song genres like blending in together. You know, there can be like, you know, an Arabic type beat to like, you know, a classical song with someone rapping on it, or, you know, just someone playing the piano and someone rapping on it. So, you know, there's a blend of multiculturalism as well that's happening within music, or, you know, I don't know, techno mixed with trap or whatever. Like there's so many different genres. So yeah, I think it's good to be cutting down the codes and the boxes that everyone's been put in for a while.
Yeah, true. And what are the other stereotypes that you are hearing about rap artists?
Um, Other stereotypes, oh, you know, just like, you know, the way that you dress or that you should act, like, you know, sometimes it'd be like, um, oh, you know, you could wear, I don't know how, what they call it in France, like jogging, you know, like tracksuits, you know, and things like that, and have tracksuits. And I'm like, yeah, but no, like I had tracksuits when I was in Australia, but I'm just not used to, you know, being all like curled up and covered up, you know. To be honest, even in the winter, I like love wearing thongs. I don't know, I'm not cold, like flip-flops. So I don't know why, but yeah, I'm not that type of, you know, person. And a lot of people stereotype and go, oh my God, you don't look like, you know, a rap artist. And I'm like, well, I don't have to look like anything, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a good thing about you, that you have your own character in this genre. So
thank you.
otherwise you would be like other rap artists. So this is
Yeah.
a good thing.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
And you said that you were born in France,
Yeah.
and you consider yourself as an Australian also, right?
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
So what would you describe as the difference between these two cultures? Because obviously they should be totally different.
Yeah, there are so many.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is just the density as well. Makes it that, you know, in Australia, if things are much more spaced out. So, you know, it takes an hour for you to get somewhere and by car, and here, well, notably in Paris, not so much in other parts of France, but everything's so dense. So it's like, you know, a daily hustle and bustle, you know, of people who are stressed out or not, but, you know, just sort of going here, doing this, running there, you know. It's like, you know, um, yeah, it's a city like London or New York, whereas, you know, a big city like Sydney, you still don't have that sort of hustle and bustle, and people go home. Um, People do like barbecues and things like that, but, you know, you don't sort of after work have a drink every day. And here the concept of like aperitif is everywhere. You know, after work it's like people just sit on it at the terrace. You know, so culturally there's a lot more going on. People live a lot more outdoors than in their own home. Also because the spaces are really small. A lot of people live in studio apartments here. So yeah, that's what are big differences. And yeah, apart from that, there are, you know, obviously economic, social, political differences, but that's totally, you know, a different sphere and different level, you know. So many things
Yeah,
to
there
be
are
analyzed.
lots of differences, but it was interesting to know what caught your attention. And you
Yeah,
mentioned that it's really related to how they get relaxed, how about their lifestyle,
yeah,
that they are all the time rushing. And
yeah,
usually in capital cities where they have a crowded population, this is a usual thing.
yeah,
So
exactly.
maybe it's related to that.
Yeah, definitely. And of course
And
the language. So yeah,
yeah.
which is
And Audie B, let's do something fun. We have a challenge named Crazy Eyebrow. We try
okay.
to pull one eyebrow up and one down like this.
Really? Okay, I can't even wink, so this is going to be really difficult.
Really?
Yeah. I can't even wink. So I don't even know. And I can't see myself on the screen. So I will literally be doing it like blind test. Yeah.
So it would be very hard for you to do that because I know some people they can do with one eyebrow, but not with the other one. It's very
Yeah.
interesting.
When I get surprised, I just sort of raise my eyebrow when I talk. That, yeah, I don't know.
It should happen naturally then.
Yeah, it does.
And ODB, have you ever been in Cyprus before?
On the cruise ships, we navigated past, but no, I haven't been there personally. But yeah, been to other Greek islands and other islands, and yeah, but not
Yeah,
Cyprus.
yeah, and would you consider performing here also in Cyprus someday?
Definitely, yeah, I would love that. Actually, one of my very good friends in Australia is Greek Cypriot, so she goes back there all the time. She's told me, so many wonderful things about it, and I'm like, yeah, but I said this in another interview the other day. If Korea called me to do, a show, if whether it be Cyprus, I would be like, yes, for sure, because I think worldwide love and getting out there is perfect. So yeah.
Yeah, it would be lovely to see you in person performing here. I'm
Yeah,
sure you will have also lots of fans from Cyprus as well.
thanks a lot.
And I wanted to ask you also for people who want to listen to your music
Yes.
or your other work, where they can find you.
So on Instagram, they can also find me on YouTube, YouTube channel / Audie B official, and that's where I also do a story time live every 2 weeks where we just chat about random things. So if people what I want to say to people, if they want to find me, they can find me anywhere because I love chatting, I love engaging with people. So with these lives, I love, talking to people, exchanging ideas. So on YouTube, and I reply to every comment, and then my music's everywhere on all major platforms. So Spotify, Apple, Deezer, SoundCloud, wherever I'm there. So yeah, if people want to find me, it's Audie B, and it means a lot if they follow and subscribe. So
So
yeah.
you said you had that YouTube stream every 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's great. You are communicating with your fans all the time. So
Yeah,
you
I
know
do, and
exactly, yeah.
I want to know if they have a topic they want to discuss. I'm like, yes, let's discuss it. Or questions they want answered. I want to talk to people because I miss stage life, and I miss having that connection with my audience and with fans and things like that. So yeah, I try to do it virtually now with
But
with COVID.
do you think after this Corona thing will be over and you will start performing around the world, would you have time still to have such a thing every 2 weeks?
I would make time. I would make it for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be perfect, really, because
I
it's nice to get feedback from the fans after each performance, each new song, and it will
yeah,
be wonderful.
exactly. Yeah, I would make time. Things that, that's just too important. If people just want to, even if they're having a crappy day and they're like, what do you think about this or want advice, I want to be able to give it. So, yeah, I would definitely make time for that and get, everybody's feedback and keep being live so people can join in even if they can't still go outside or see me in person in concert. So, yeah.
So, Audie B, thanks a lot for being with us today. It
Thanks a
was
lot.
very enjoyable talking with you.
Thank you. And I apologize for the eyebrows. I will practice. Next time you have one, I will get that one. That one
Yeah, I'm
happens.
looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So I wish you luck in your artistic life
Thank
and
you so much.
hope to see you here as soon as possible in Cyprus to see you in person. That would be
Thank
so
you.
lovely.
Yes, that would be great. Thanks for having me on. And it was a pleasure and bless you and to everyone else. And we all stay safe, hopefully, during this COVID time. But yes, I will make it to Cyprus for sure.
Thank you. My pleasure. So hope to see you very soon.
Awesome.
Thanks a lot and see you, Audie B.
Thanks. Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thanks
Bye.
for everyone who joined us today.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, see you everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.